How's it going, everyone? This is Kevin here, a movie collector maniac, coming back at you with another recent pickups video. I think this is episode number 100. Anyway, I got all these from hamiltonbook.com. I saw one of my buddies, Kenny's video. He picked up a couple things from, I think he had a couple videos from hamiltonbook.com, and I hadn't checked out their website in a while, so I decided to check it out and saw a few items that I liked, so I went ahead and got them. Alright, so let's see what I picked up from hamiltonbook.com. Alright, first one I picked up was the Beastmaster on 4K. This is the Shop Factory or Screen Factory release. Not sure what the difference is on this release and the Vinegar Syndrome release, but I decided to go ahead and pick it up. I think it was only $17.95, so it wasn't that bad of a deal. Yeah, I don't know what the difference is between that one and this version from Vinegar Syndrome. I didn't get the box set version. I missed out on it, so I just got the regular case version. But yeah, that's another movie that I watched a bunch of times growing up. They aired this movie on TBS, seemed like all the time. So there's no telling how many times I've watched this movie. Anyway, this movie came out in 1982. Got a 6.2 on IMDb. Of course, it stars Mark Singer, Tanya Roberts, and Rip Torn. Also has John Amos in it. But yeah, real good. Kind of like sword and sorcery type movie. Yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. I did get around to watching the Vinegar Syndrome one, but I still haven't opened this one up yet. So I'm looking forward to checking this one out. See if it looks any better. Alright, next one I got is Blood of Redemption. This is a Dolph Lundgren movie. I did own this movie, but it was just on my digital collection on Vudu or Fandango at home now. But this movie came out in 2013. It only has a 4.5 rating. Does have a pretty good little cast. You also have Vinnie Jones, Billy Zane, and Robert Davi in this one. But yeah, that one only cost me $4.95. Wasn't too bad. I never got around to watching the digital version, but I decided to pick this one up, add to my Dolph Lundgren collection. At least physical collection. Alright, next one I got is Born in East LA. This one's a Shout Select title. I've been meaning to pick this one up for a while, and I finally, I think I just watched this movie like a year or so ago. I think it was on some streaming service that I watched it. But yeah, this movie came out in 1987. It's got a 6.1 on IMDb. Of course, it stars Cheech Marin, Paul Rodriguez. Also have Daniel Stern. Let's see, that's pretty much it. That one was $14.95. Probably could have picked it up for like $12.95 or something, or somewhere around there at one point. But yeah, this was a good little comedy movie. Also directed by Cheech Marin and written by him. Oh, this next one is called The Burning. This is a 4K with a slipcover from Shout Factory. This is one I haven't seen before, but I thought I'd check it out since I like 1980s or 80s horror movies. This came out in 1981. It's got a 6.2, so it's a pretty decent rating. There's only like a few stars that I know on this one. It's got Jason Alexander. Of course, you probably know him from Seinfeld. Got Fisher Stevens and Holly Hunter. I think those are only three names that I recognize in this movie. But yeah, I'm looking forward to checking that one out. And that one was $17.95 for that one. Alright, next one I got is Cloud Atlas. This is another Shout Select title. One that I haven't gotten around to watching yet. Came out in 2012. Does have a really good rating of 7.3. It's a sci-fi drama thriller. Like I said, I did own the Blu-ray, but I never got around to watching it. But looking forward to checking out the 4K. And now I gotta get rid of this Blu-ray. Don't need it anymore. But yeah, that movie came out in 2012. Got a 7.3. Of course, it stars Tom Hanks, Halle Berry. Got Hugo Weaving. Got Keith David. Hugh Grant is in this one as well. That one was $22.95, so it's one of the ones on the higher end, but it's still pretty decent price, I guess. All right, next one I got is this movie called Law and Order. As you can see, it stars Ronald Reagan, former president of the United States. Of course, it's a funny line from Back to the Future where Doc asking Marty who's president, and he told him it was Ronald Reagan, and he said, "What, the actor?" But yeah, I never got around to watching any of Ronald Reagan's movies. I did own this one on DVD, but I never got around to watching it. But I decided to go ahead and pick this Blu-ray up. This one is a Shout Factory title. And of course, this movie came out in 1953. It actually got a decent rating of 6.1, and it's a Western. You know how I like Westerns, so I decided to go ahead and pick it up and probably watch it with my dad. And it was only $2.95, so I got a really good deal on that one. I probably paid just a little more than I'd paid for the DVD of his movie. Hell, I could have paid more for the DVD, I don't know. But anyway, $2.95, you can't beat that. Looking forward to checking that one out. Alright, next title is Leaving Las Vegas. This is another Shop Select title on 4K. This one came out in 1995. It's got a 7.5 on IMDb. Of course, it stars Nicolas Cage. And you got Elizabeth Shue, Julian Sands, you got Richard Lewis, Steven Weber, Emily Proctor. That's pretty much. I got Ed Lauter's in this one, and Arlie Emery's in this one as well. That one was $19.95, so another one on the higher end. Another one that I owned previously on Blu-ray. It's been a while since I've seen this movie though, but I have seen this movie. Another Blu-ray I need to get rid of. Alright, next movie is called Number One with a Bullet. This one's from 1987. Doesn't have a great rating. It's only got a 4.8 rating. Does come with a flip cover. But it's an action crime thriller starring Robert Carradine and Billy D. Williams. You also have Peter Graves. Got Doris Roberts. You might know her from Everybody Loves Raymond. I believe that's where she was on that TV show. Of course, you got Mykelti Williamson. I believe he's the one that played Bubba in Forrest Gump. And that's pretty much it as far as that one. That one was only $4.95. So I decided to go ahead and get it for that amount of price. I'll give it a watch one of these days, hopefully. Alright, next one I got is called The People Under the Stairs. This is a 4K. It does come with a flip cover. This one came out in 1991. It's got a 6.4 on IMDb. Of course, it's a comedy horror, I guess mystery thriller movie. This has Ving Rhames in it. Sean Whalen. But anyway, yes, directed and written by Wes Craven. So I think I watched this movie probably a couple of years ago on one of my. I think I might have watched it on my Voodoo. But this one was $17.95. Pretty good little horror movie. Alright, next one I got is called Prancer. This one is Shout Studio or Shout Factory release also. This one's from 1989. It's got a 6.5 on IMDb. It's got a few actors in it that I know. Of course, you know Sam Elliott, Abe Vigoda. I believe. And then you got Johnny Galecki. Those are pretty much the only ones I recognize in this movie. That one was $4.95. Christmas movie. I'm pretty sure I've seen this movie before, but like I said, it's probably been a long time since I've seen this one. Maybe I'll give it a watch this coming Christmas. Of course, I gotta wait another 10 months now. Alright, next one I got is Riddick on the 4K Steelbook. This one I did own, the regular slipcover version, but couldn't pass up this steelbook. It's a pretty cool looking steelbook, even though I hadn't opened it up yet. But I saw this one when it came out at Walmart. I was tempted to pick it up then, but they wanted $34.95, I believe, for it, or $32.95, something like that. But this one was only $21.95 from HamiltonBook.com, so had to jump on that, I guess. Anyway, this movie came out in 2013. It's got a 6.4 on IMDb. Of course, it stars Vin Diesel, got Katie Sackhoff, Dave Bautista, and Carl Urban. That should be about it. I've been meaning to watch or rewatch all these Riddick films since I have them all in 4K now, but I haven't gotten around to watching them. I do have them in a stack ready to watch. Just need to sit down and watch them. Alright, next one I got is called Silent Night, Deadly Night from 1984. It's got a 5.8 on IMDb. Does come with a slipcover. Got a 4K and Blu-ray. That was one that they didn't send me with my original order for some reason. And I had contacted them, like, where's my movie? But then I didn't realize they had already sent it to me. And I got it pretty much the same day that I emailed them. So I got an email back from them saying it gave me the tracking number and all that. And I just had to email them back and say, I got it now. Thanks. But this is a movie I haven't seen before, but I've heard people talk about it before. Don't think there's any people that I know in this one. Looking forward to checking that one out. Alright, next one is called Summer Heat. This one's from 1987. Doesn't have a great rating. It's only got a 4.8. But I thought I'd give it a shot. Maybe it's a halfway decent movie. But $4.95 for that one. I think Silent Night, Deadly Night was, that was $19.95 for that one. But yeah, Summer Heat stars Laurie Singer and Anthony Edwards. You also have Kathy Bates in this one. Alright, next one I got is Talk to Me from 2007. It's got a 7.3 rating. It's another Shout Select title. A lot of these from Shout Studio, Shout Factory, whatever. I guess HamiltonBook.com got a pretty good deal on some Shout movies, I guess. But yeah, this one's based off a true story. Stars Don Cheadle. I can't even pronounce that guy's name, but I know him and his name. But then we got Mike Epps. Let's see, you got Taraji P. Henson. You got Cedric the Entertainer. You got Martin Sheen in this one as well. I think that's pretty much it. That one was only $5.95. I don't think I've seen that movie before. I might have seen clips of it, maybe flipping through the channels on TV, but I don't think I've seen that movie completely. Alright, next one is called Track Down. This was from 1976, so way back in 1976. Actually has a pretty decent rating of 6.1 on IMDb. Stars James Mitchum, which is Robert Mitchum's son. I didn't even know he had a son, and didn't know he acted any. But you also have Ann Archer, and you got Eric Estrada. Of course, you might know him from the Chips TV show, especially if you grew up watching TBS back in the day. It says you got John Kerry in here playing a sergeant. I know he's a politician. But yeah, that movie was $5.95. But yeah, looking forward to checking that one out since it's got a pretty decent rating. Alright, next one's called True Love from 1989. It's got a 6.1 on IMDb. It does come with a slipcover. I think this is one that Kenny showed on his video, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see, but yeah, I don't know anybody that stars in this movie, I believe. Well, I know Vincent Pastore and Ada Turturro. Those are about the only two that I know on this movie. That one was $4.95 for that one. So I'll check that one out sometime. Alright, the last one I got is World Trade Center 4K Shout Select title. That's going to be a slipcover. That one came out in 2006. It's got a 6.0 on IMDb. Of course, it stars Nicolas Cage, so another upgrade of one of my Nicolas Cage movies. I had the Blu-ray. Another Blu-ray I don't need, since this one comes with a Blu-ray and 4K. But you also have Maria Bella. Of course, you got Michael Pena, John Bernthal. I believe that's about. You got Nicholas Turturro. That's pretty much it as far as the ones I know. Of course, it's directed by Oliver Stone. I probably haven't seen this movie since it came out. Of course, everybody knows this is based on a true story. Anyway, that's all my pickups from HamiltonBook.com. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. And as always, thanks for watching. Give me a like or a comment. You can leave me a comment on which movie is one of your favorites. If you picked up any of these movies, if you own any of these movies, just leave me a comment down below, and I'll love replying back to y'all. And I'll see y'all on the next video.